Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, and in my channel I talk about plants and my life and journey with my plants. I've been actually super excited to make this video. Today I'm going to show you guys my top 10 favorite plants for February 2022. Yeah, I'm actually really glad that I'm doing this series. Before I was just doing like top 10 Hoyas, which I will be filming maybe in a couple of days for February. But I'm really excited to also like add in the top 10 plants, just plants in general for every month, because things are warming up, and yeah, there are just so many plants I'm super excited about, and I'm really glad that I have this platform to share that with you guys. But with that said, some of the plants that you're going to be seeing will be some like repeats. I don't know, I'm just so excited about them, so I just can't help myself but like want to show you guys them again. But I promise when I come back from my trip in March that I will try to make an effort to like show you guys some different plants for March. But just, yeah, indulge me a little bit more for February to see some of the repeat plants, because I just love them. But there are some plants that are that I haven't shown you guys. I think maybe not, maybe I have shown you guys, but anyways, these are the plants that I'm really loving this month. There are some that I also want to add on the list, but I don't know, I want to stick to 10, and I think I already cheated a little bit and I grabbed a little bit more than 10. So we'll see how it goes. If the video is not too long, then I will maybe include some of the also like the honorable mentions. Some plants are just harder for me to bring to show you because I have been like mounting them. Some plants are just on the moss wall, and some plants are inside the terrarium, which I'll just bring the camera with me to show you. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get looking at the plants, and in no particular order. Maybe I'll just show you the ones that you guys have seen a lot, and then we'll move on from there. But I'm just like super excited about these plants. So the first one, let's just get it out of the way. I think it's my #1 favorite plant at the moment. And you guys, I think you have seen this plant in every single one of my videos in the past, like the whole month. And that is this Dioscorea, discolor. I don't even know, like I just want to cry when I look at this plant. First of all, let's look. This is the only leaf that I got when I first got this plant, and check out how much it has sized up. And I got this plant on January 30th, so it hasn't been a month, and from just a one leaf plant, it has now grown into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leaves, with like two more new leaves like on the go. It does not disappoint. It's so gorgeous. And look at the back of the leaves. It's so pretty. This plant is just has my heart. I really do want to propagate it because I know that nobody around me in my community has it, and I also want to grow this in a couple different places, but I'm going to wait for it to mature a little bit more. So this plant is supposed to be, I think has a root system like a tuber, like a yam, but it could also be propagated by node, which the seller told me it kind of propagates like pothos. It'll just root by the node. So I'm gonna wait for it to be a bigger plant before I have the heart to chop it. So maybe when I come back from my trip. Here you go, yeah. So that's the first one I want to show you, and I'm just so in love with that plant. The second one, I actually brought like a couple plants in this group, is like my begonia. Some of my terrarium begonias are actually like melting in the terrarium, as you guys have seen in my previous video. But I have some begonias that are not terrarium begonias, and they are really like doing quite well at the moment, and I'm really in love. And I kind of want to highlight just a couple, and I will bring this one to show you guys first. Also, this one you have seen so many times. But because it's just such a favorite of mine, I just love that green. This is the Begonia, I think, Berkelii. And recently, I really did not know this about Begonia. It's been flowering, and the flower is so fragrant. It smells kind of like jasmine, like a really delicate, beautiful jasmine smell. It's amazing. And when I first picked up this plant, it was because the Dioscorea is a wish list plant, and I know that I wasn't able to find it. It was just nowhere to be found. So when I saw this one, it really kind of reminds me of this Dioscorea, and that's why I picked it up. But now I love it so much, and I'm so glad that I have both. They're really different, and yeah, this one's just super beautiful and quite easygoing as well, actually. Except for like the leaf, when it was a little bit too wet, also could melt as well. And like the back of these leaves are so pretty as well. Yeah, so that one is really, I'm really happy with it. Another begonia that I'm super happy about is this like coming back story of my Begonia lucerna. This used to be a really big plant, and it was decimated, is that the right word? By, by powdery mildew. And I saved the stems, and I tried to grow the stems out again, and it grew out a little bit more leaves again, I think a while back, but it was attacked by powdery mildew again. So now I'm just growing this in my cabinet to like keep it away from powdery mildew, and it's been just growing back really well. And I don't know, the new leaves are so pink, the bag is so pink. It's just such a pretty plant. Yeah, this plant has the capability of growing really, really big, and which is why I wanted it in the first place. But now I have to keep it in the cabinet to protect it. So maybe one day I'll just build a cabinet for it if it ever decides to grow big. I don't know, but I love it so, so much. Yeah, that's the second one. Buddha is sleeping and snoring in the back. Hey, Buddha. I love tickling his paw. Buddha. All right. The third plant I want to show you, one that I have also shown you quite a lot lately, is this Hungary tent. It's been sitting in the grow tent, and this is still like the leaf that you've seen before, but it just brings me so much joy to visit it. Every time I look at the grow tent, this shiny new leaf just catches my eye, and it makes me so happy. It's just so gorgeous. And I have told you guys before that the new leaves, when they emerge like really pink. So it's very pretty. I'm actually glad that I'm taking it out from the grow tent because I haven't, it's been like just shoved in a group, and I haven't really checked on each leaf. So after the video, I think I'm gonna give this plant like a really nice wipe down front and back, the leaves, to, I don't know, you know, keep pests at bay. And one thing about this plant is the really, really cool like petioles. Okay, focus please, there you go. Oops. Yeah, it's kind of like a frosted or like icing dusted little dessert look. I really like that, it's so unique. Yeah, so there's a little new leaf grow hiding in here. So I'm not gonna be seeing this. Maybe hopefully when I come home from my trip, it'll grow out, and then by then I'll have to figure out a new place to put it, because it will be like too humongous of a plant to maybe stay nice in the grow tent. That's the thing, like for these beautiful plants, I think Philodendron is not so bad, but for especially Anthuriums, the new leaves grow out so big, and they really need a lot of room to grow. And if they even like slightly touches something, then the leaf just like comes out deformed. So you really need to make space for them. That's why I've been kind of just not bringing more Anthuriums into my home. I just have a few like really big ones, and the ones that I have, they're just getting kind of bigger and bigger, and I just find it really hard to house them, especially because they also need a little bit extra like humidity to do well. I just find it really hard to provide them an ideal space for them to grow. But speaking of anthuriums, this one is kind of not like that. The next one is an anthurium that I want to show you, and I really love this one. It's super easygoing, and I just keep it in the living room, so it doesn't really need that much humidity. And this is the Anthurium retarifolium. I think this is the plant that made me fall in love with kind of strappy leaf plants. Yeah, it's so handsome. There are some, like, these are smaller leaves that came with the plant when it first arrived. But like one of the first leaves that grew in my home was this one. And I couldn't believe how long, how strappy, and how like just shiny and beautiful it is. Like, look at that. And then most recently, and then also put out this new leaf as well. Again, just like perfection. When I had like my friend and my brother over, I would just like bring them over and I was like, look at this leaf. And then their kind of indifference kind of surprised me a little bit. Like, how could anybody be indifferent about something so beautiful? And then this is the most recent new leaf that it's put out. So like it has this, like, I think, is this a petiole? This is a petiole. And then the leaf starts from here and it just goes like a waterfall. Look at that. So freaking gorgeous. I love it so much. And honestly, like when it first comes out, it was so tiny. It was like a little toothpick. And then it grows into something like this. Isn't that, it blows my mind how amazing it is. So right now this sits on top of my, the Rasta terrarium that I just built, and I love the way it looks there. And it's by a northern window and just regular room humidity. I don't really remember repotting this one, but it looks like I potted it in just like general kind of chunky soil mixture, and the roots seem to be just fine. Oops, there you go. Yeah, I love this one, and that's why I have brought in some more strappy leaf plants, like my Philodendron, like CF Patriciae, and then I believe I also ordered a couple more from Equagenera for the March pickup. I've been like adding on to that order, so by the time that I get to pick up, it's gonna be a huge order. I'm so excited about it. It's gonna be just around the time that I come back from my Costa Rica trip. Yeah, I just can't wait to show you guys those plants, and yeah, I just hope that they will do well with me. Hopefully they will, because it's gonna be springtime. Yeah, but I'm super excited. But there will be a couple more, I think, strappy leaf plants in that order as well. Okay, so that's that one. And then the next one I want to show you, I'll just grab this one, is actually a Calathea. I feel like not a lot of people are into Calatheas, maybe because they're just a little bit trickier to care for. But anyway, so this one is one of my favorites at the moment. And this is the Calathea sabrina. And I got it, and it was a much smaller plant, and it has gotten to be like this kind of like so bushy, and it has some new shoots, and the new shoots are working on new leaves. Like, can you see? No, this leaf is blocking your view. So this is a new shoot, like this new leaf, and it has like a baby tube coming next to it that is growing out. So it's gonna be an even bushier plant. Already it had like, I think it was just one plant when I first got it, and then it's put out like this offshoot, and then now it has another one. I just love how bushy it looks, and it's so pretty. There's definitely some imperfection to the leaves, and I think that's just par for the course for caring for Calatheas. The leaves are so delicate. And also the past couple of times I forgot to water them with filter water. I think it might have something to do with these like browning tips. Yeah, they're really quite sensitive, But in this plant, it's pretty thirsty as well. I think because I keep it in a terracotta pot. If it was in like a plastic pot, I probably won't have to water it as much. So anyways, I keep it on a pebble tray as well. Not for like the humidity, but for it to kind of like wick up water as it goes. It does sit really close to a humidifier, so it gets that boost of humidity. But I am totally just goo goo gaga over this one. I think it's so, so gorgeous. And the way it looks kind of reminds me a little bit of a palm tree. Just so pretty. Yeah. There's that one. How many have we gone through? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And okay, so speaking of like tree structure plants that I am super in love with, I don't know, maybe some of you could guess the next one that I want to show you because it's just so beautiful and I've been talking about it nonstop, and that is my Pachira aquatica. There it is. I don't know what the sound was. Something fell in the grow tent. I had a really hard time making this guy happy. It had a really like minimal root system when I first got it. So, and I loved it so much. So I was really like tentative. I don't know how much to water it. I don't want to overwater it, but I think it's a pretty thirsty plant. And I was keeping it in my just living room and it wasn't really happy there. But I moved it into the grow tent, and after I moved it into the grow tent, it just like, the rest is history. Is that the saying? This is the first new leaf that it's put out in the grow tent, and it's just absolutely like gigantic. Because this was the previous new set of leaves, and I thought they were so big already, but then this one is like pretty much double its size. It doesn't have as much variegation, but that's okay. Then we have another new set of leaves here. This is the newest set, which is much smaller. I don't know if it's gonna grow to like as big as this one, but I really do like how they are differing in size, you know? They just kind of look like stars. I don't know what you guys are seeing because the plant is right in front of my eyes, but yeah, I wanted to show you guys this one because it's definitely, and how shiny the new leaves are. I really like that. The shine. There you go. So pretty. Yeah, and it's just like a tree. I don't know. I love it so much. I'm gonna keep it just in the grow tent because I want this guy to be happy, and I will make room for that happiness in there. And another guy that resides in the grow tent is this one that I also cannot stop showing you guys. And this is the Philodendron SP Silver. I think it was imported back last year, late last year. And it had these 2 leaves already, and they were perfect, and they stay perfect. After being reimported, it's like nothing happened to it. They just stay absolutely stunning. And they have been staying in the grow tent. And the grow tent, remember, it was really cold for a long time. And then recently I added the space heater. So ever since then, everything just started growing. And the new leaf of this plant just started to grow as well. I don't really want to touch it because it's still growing, and it's just another like huge, beautiful leaf. There are some spots on the new leaf. I don't know what that's about, but I'm also kind of a little bit hoping once the color darkens, like these ones, it will just not be as apparent. But can you even look at that? It's so gorgeous. And at first I wasn't sure if it's a climber or a crawler. I feel like I should know, but then, so I tried to give it a moss pole, and then I realized it's a crawler. So I took out the moss pole, but like you can see there's a little root over here trying to escape. I'm just gonna tuck it under and put some moss on it to so it doesn't dry out. But yeah, I absolutely love this plant. I feel like this plant should just have its own YouTube channel because it's just got such a huge presence. Like, look at the texture on the leaves. I feel like this is just one of the prettiest philodendrons in the world. Not that I know all the philodendrons, but this is unbeatable. So pretty. Is that enough? Yeah, that's enough. I'll move on. Speaking of like the prettiest philodendrons, I think the next two, is it the last two? Oh, you know what? Maybe okay. So the next plant I want to show you is another philodendron that I'm just super happy about lately, and that's my Philodendron verrucosum. Look at this. This is the new leaf, and it's like I gave it a pull, and almost immediately, like this is the previous leaf. Already I was like, oh yeah, it's sizing up, it's doing pretty well. And then with the pull, immediately it just got so much bigger. And yeah, it's kind of funny because the leaf, like this leaf doesn't have that fuzzy petiole, but the leaf before it did. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe because it was like, it hit winter, so it got much colder. So this leaf didn't really like how things were. But then I put out this one and like, look at the back of the leaf. It's just so pretty. Oh my God. And when the light is hitting it, the sheen is just, it's unreal. It's so pretty. And there are actually, like every time I import, there are just so many different kinds of verrucosum. So I would just try. And then I have like multiple baby cuttings in here. I don't really know if they're the same anymore. I kind of just put them together. It's like a verrucosum salad. So on the bottom, there's actually, I think, maybe 2 or 3 more plants. There's this really sad like cutting here. I don't know if it's gonna come back, but anyways, but there are 2 more plants in here. And for one, this is one of the newest leaves. It's just really pretty. And another one is working on unfurling another leaf. So my hope is that the bottom cuttings will kind of fill out the pole as they grow, and then for this one to just like keep sizing up and keep growing. Eventually it's gonna get too big for my space. I think I will want to maybe like grab some of the bigger leaves, air layer it, and then chop it to like pop back into the pot. So then it's like a fuller pot with like big plants. But yeah, I'm just really, really happy with how well this one has sized up. It's just so gorgeous. Is that one? Okay, so the next plant I want to show you. Again, this plant I just have been showing you guys, but I'm so in love with this one. Every day I look at it, it brings me so much joy. And I'm so glad I got it, and that is the Peperomia incana. It's just, I love the shape. It looks kind of like peach, which you know what peach looks like a little bum. And it's just so supple, and it is so fuzzy. And the fuzz reflects light and makes it look so silver. I just don't even think that this doesn't look real to me. It looks like a cutout paper creation. Honestly, like, a lot of times when we admire nature, we say like, it's so unreal, it looks fake. That's like how I feel like sometimes we describe nature, but like that's how unbelievably beautiful and fascinating nature is. And yeah, I just want to always hold on to that marvel, like of that magic. You know, and I feel like when I am with my plants, they keep me ungrounded. Like I feel like I'm not in reality when I am with my plants. I am reminded of magic, of like things that are miraculous all the time. And yeah, that's what planty life is really amazing. There you go. I love this one so much. Okay, and then the next one I want to show you, again, this one, I have been showing this on my Instagram so much because this is just like the prettiest leaf. The variegation is so pretty. I love that yellow. On my previous ones, they have turned into like a creamier color variegation, which is still really pretty. But I'm really right now very partial to you know, yellow variegation. I just think it's so gorgeous against the like shiny green. And as you can see, it's working on its new leaf. I'm a little bit scared that it's not variegated, but I kind of feel like this one, the bottom is sectoral variegation. The yellow variegation kind of comes in when it matures. So I'm pretty sure I'll see this one before I go on the trip. Yeah, I'm leaving next Friday. No, next Saturday. So I just have one more week to like hang out with you guys. I don't think I'll be uploading when I'm there. So I'm thinking if I have the time, I'll try to film ahead of time and have at least one video a week to show you guys while I'm away. But we'll see how things go. I feel like as like time draws nearer to the trip, I have so much anxiety about like being prepared, and also like the unknown of getting my COVID test. And if it's tested positive, then we can't go on this trip. So it's just like a lot of anxiety around being able to leave, but first world problem. Okay, those are all the plants that I have brought here to show you. But I also feel like I want to show you some of the plants that are in the terrarium and in the grow tent. So that will bring it just a couple plants over the 10. So the first one that I want to highlight is some orchids. I've just recently gotten this beautiful Phalaenopsis, mini Phalaenopsis from Manu's Orchid. He's based in Canada. It is so beautiful. Some of you guys know that I love like coral and orange color in flowers, and this one just has that beautiful orange color, and then the petals have that little like flying dots. That's so gorgeous. And not only is the flower beautiful, the leaf shape, it's so supple and round and shiny, all the qualities that I really love. So I immediately got it and mounted it into the terrarium, and I just think it looks so amazing in there. And because it looks so good, you know, my other Phalaenopsis, I don't remember how to pronounce the name. It's been flowering, and I decided to mount that into the terrarium too, because the leaves are so interesting. So even when it's not in bloom, I think it'll just look really, really like wicked in the terrarium. And right now it's like flowering, and you know, sometimes orchids could be in bloom for like months. So if it's happy in the terrarium, I'm just like, it'll be so lovely to have those blooms in there for a long time to enjoy. Yeah, I'm just really loving these two orchids right now. And they have, and the terrarium actually has made me want to bring more like mini orchids into there. Yeah, I'm really enjoying growing these orchids at the moment. They're so beautiful. And these two are both fragrant, so there's just like so much to appreciate about these two plants. Okay, so just two more plants I really want to highlight in here that has been really like making me feel so in love. One of them is this Scindapsus Silver Hero. I think maybe because of where it is. Every time I come in the grow tent, the light reflects really well, and the silver just really like stands out in here, and I just can't help but like look at it and marvel how beautiful it is. It's so shiny. Yeah, it almost looks like it's got like a layer of serum on it. I took a little cutting of this and I put it in my terrarium. Hopefully it'll grow well there too. And another plant that I really want to highlight is this like Philodendron CF Patriciae. I love it so much that I actually also placed an order of Patriciae to see if they are similar or different. Yeah, I just think it's so gorgeous the way it looks. It's so handsome, and yeah, I love the little subtle texture of the leaves, and it's really shiny too. And the dark green is so beautiful. It brings me a lot of joy when I visit these plants. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Those are the plants that I wanted to highlight this month. I'm sorry I said 10 plants, but I always go overboard. I just yeah, I just really want to show you guys all these plants that I feel like really deserve being mentioned. They're so beautiful. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. I will be uploading again, filming again on Tuesday here for my top 10 Hoya videos. So look out for that video. And yeah, have a good weekend, and I will see you guys soon again. Bye.